Tartarus, Revelations, and Virginity Talk. Charmed, Episode 10, Review and Reaction. Hey y'all, it's your Twisted Girl next door here, and today I am doing a review and reaction of Episode 10 of Charmed. I don't know if I should keep calling it the Charmed reboot, because I think I'm just going to start calling it Charmed, because if you're watching it, you're watching Charmed. So what I'm going to do in my review reaction videos is the major happenings that happen in the episode, ship talk, because let's be real, I like to talk about ships. Relationships, oh yeah, and also then my favorite line of the episode and also my predictions. So that's what we're getting into with this video. If you are new to my channel or whatnot, I haven't done the other episodes before. This is my first time doing a episode reaction video. I have been watching the series and I thought to myself, wow, I kind of actually like the series. I was giving it kind of a go. I was like, I like this series, but I don't know, do I really want to do reviews for it? Because I don't know how invested I'm going to be. But, you know, as the episodes went on, I realized, I was like, oh, I like this. Let's get into it. So overall, this episode, I felt like things really got going. I think in the first 9 episodes of the season, what we got was more so kind of laying the groundwork, getting to know the sisters and their dynamics, getting to know their characters and where they stood on things. And I think episode 10, this episode in particular, really just showed you, okay, this is the way the rest of the season's going to go. And it's going to be action-packed, a lot of twists and turns, and a lot of revelations. And I am definitely here for it. Harry, oh my gosh, Harry went to Tartarus and we found out some backstory about Harry when it came to just what he's been going through his past life. He hadn't remembered his past life before, and so we got a glimpse into Harry's past life, and he was a bad boy. Oh yeah. I like Harry as a character. I thought at first that they were kind of going to go with this whole stodgy British trope character who's kind of, you know, uptight and whatnot. But I think through little tidbits in the episode so far that we've seen, he has something going on underneath that. And this episode 10 pretty much revealed, yes, he definitely has something going on underneath this. He has a bad boy streak. He has a little bit more of an edge, which makes him a lot more interesting, that he can kind of have that different dynamic. I do like polite and proper Harry, but I also like this thing of don't push him too far. And one, oh my gosh, he has a son somewhere. Where is this son? I didn't really see that coming. I kind of felt like maybe he had a kid somewhere because they weren't revealing his past life, that there was some sort of revelation to be had. So it was cool that, one, I was right, but also that he has a son. And I'm interested to see just how old the son is in this day and time, because, you know, what age, what year did Harry, you know, die? How long has he been dead for? Is the son in his 20s? Is the son in his 30s? Are we going to get like an old son or something that comes back around? I definitely don't think they would let this be said if we weren't going to see the son. And I'm interested to see where the son's going to come in at. So I like this. I like that aspect. I like that we got a little bit deeper into Harry's character, because I think it's going to play a larger role in the rest of the overall arc. Parker and his demon family. Oh my gosh, so much dysfunction. But then again, they are a demon family, so what can you expect? With this one, what we found out is that Parker is still very much at odds with who he is. He hates a part of himself, but it seems to be the demon part. His father and his brother, who he banished to hell, basically wants him to embrace the demon side, but to then be possessed fully by a demon, which we learned in episode 9 that was the end game for them when it came to Parker. And Parker's pretty much fighting off this, you know, way. And his mother's on his side. His mother very much loves him. I actually feel a lot of sympathy for the mother. I mean, she got involved with the demon guy. I'm not sure if she knew he was a demon when she hooked up with Alistair, but it's clear that she loves her son above all else, and that really what she's doing, she's not a malicious character. She's actually a character who's really just doing all of this so far that we see for her son. So in that case, I don't think of her as part of the big bad scheme, her or Parker in that sense. And Alistair, oh my gosh, so Alistair is a big bad for sure, but we already sensed that. He's a very powerful demon. And how powerful? He's like the great dark one. That's what he said. That's what he called himself. I don't know how deep that goes. I don't know what's his territory, but he seems to have a lot of power. I mean, he was the only one that was able to, you know, bewitch Charity's character, which she revealed. She's like, no one's ever been able to do that before. So he has a lot of power. So that was kind of weird then at the end that somehow, because, you know, the three sisters were able to kind of have a power against him, that he went running. I don't know if he went to recuperate. It was kind of like, okay, we get this big reveal. We see his true face, which was pretty cool. And now he's on the run. Little anticlimactic. I would kind of like Parker to be fighting a little bit more with his demon side. Like, it just seems so typical that he'd just be like, I don't want to be this way. You know, it'd be kind of cool if he was a little bit more like, well, maybe I do. Maybe it's just you that makes me not want to be this way, Maggie. I think it would be a little bit more interesting, but I also see where they're going with this. So it was interesting. We saw this, if you know, I didn't watch the original past the first season, but I did watch little tidbits here and there. This storyline with Parker and Maggie is somewhat similar to another storyline that went in the original. So I'm hoping they put their own spin on it where it's not exactly like a carbon copy. My other question is Mel going to stay at that job now that she knows about Parker's mom? Mel and the Circana. Okay, so the Circana are badass. Okay, I kind of like their dynamic. I kind of throw a lot of side eye towards the elders because they just are not transparent. They have been in power for a long time, as we know, and they just don't tell everyone everything. And it's really mysterious what's really good with them. So I kind of like that the Circana are more like, they're kind of like these revolutionary rebel witches who are like, look, you know, you guys are a stoic, archaic kind of government for the magical world, and there's time for new blood. And I like this plot line with Mel and the Circana and Jada because of the fact that, one, it gives Mel a little bit more to do, because for the first 9 episodes, she's kind of been my least favorite sister. I think she's been they haven't really done a good job of making her likable all the time. She's a little abrasive. She's a very judgmental and just stubborn sometimes, to the point where I'm just like, oh, I'm so frustrated with you. So this storyline, I think, has made it so she's been given a little bit more of layers. She's being kind of rebellious, but she's questioning things. She's not completely stubborn. And I really like that it's giving us a different angle to Mel character. And also just, I'm really interested to see what's going on with the Circana. I'm also curious about the witch that Jada was talking about, who they had gotten back from Tartarus and were trying to figure out, you know, how to make her better, but she's a really powerful witch. So it's like, who is this person? The three sisters, Maggie, Mel, and Macy. So we got the revelation, oh my gosh, the twist, that Maggie and Macy are actually the full sisters and that Mel is actually the half sister. Whoa. I didn't see that coming. For one, I guess this means Maggie's half black. All right, that's what's up. And I am interested to see, because of the fact of up to these 9 episodes, we had got a hint that maybe Macy is half demon, which I thought was a really cool plot line for Macy, because let's be real, they always have Macy getting knocked out. She has these powers that so far all she's been able to do is just kind of move stuff. I think there's a lot more interesting creative ways that they can use her kind of power, and I don't think they've done it yet. And I kind of hope that plot line of her being half demon would give some kind of more layers to that or whatnot. And so I'm a little hesitant, because I'm like, oh my gosh, are they now giving kind of Maggie Macy's plot line? But if they're both maybe half demon, then maybe they both have the plot line. Okay, fine. It kind of makes a little bit of sense, because of the fact that I think Maggie and Macy have a little bit more similar personalities than Mel. And the way I think, because I know online everyone's been like, how is this possible? What my thought process is that their mother truly loved Maggie and Macy's father, but he was probably evil or demonic or something like that. So she got pregnant with Macy, left him, probably met Mel's father trying to move on and have a normal life, got pregnant with Mel, and then Macy's dad came back around. And we all know how it can be, trying to get over an ex completely. I don't know, maybe, I'm just saying. So they hooked up again, and then she got pregnant with Maggie, and pretty much instead of telling Mel's father, just tried to play it off as his. That's my guess. That seems the most logical in terms of maybe the mother had like this big love story, forbidden love story with Maggie and Macy's father. Maggie and Parker. Okay, so I think this is pretty much still going. Right now they're on the outs, and I think this is going to be one of those things where they're going to probably be back together towards the end of the season because he's going to prove himself or he's going to die. I don't know. I think they're okay. I mean, they're not my favorite ship on the show, but I think they have chemistry. I think it makes sense. Maggie is a little bit naive as a character at times, but I know they probably need to start her off there so that she can go on the journey to become stronger and maybe more sure of herself with certain things. So I'm fine with that journey for her character. I think her and Parker are fine. I'm just kind of wondering how they can grow with each other, or if this is going to just be one of those things where the crux of it is we can't really be together because you're a demon. Mel and Jada kissed. Yes. I ship this couple. I really like Jada as a character. I think she's so cool, and she's like part of a forbidden union, right? Like she's a white lighter and a witch. Awesome. And she's just really cool so far, and there's a lot of mystery around her. I kind of hope she doesn't turn out evil. I like the fact that there's a little bit of darkness to her, but I don't want her to be outright villain. And I think her and Mel have a lot of chemistry, so I'm happy to see where that's going. I'm glad they're progressing it. But then Nico showed up. Oh my gosh, Nico, what? So Nico's there, but we all know Nico does not remember Mel, right? Because of what Mel did. So I'm interested to see where that's going to go because that was Mel's ex, even if Nico doesn't know she was Mel's ex. So Macy and Galvin. That was me sleeping because the ship is so boring. Like, oh my gosh, they're fine as friends. I don't see it. It's getting a little tiresome that this has been Macy's romantic plot line like the whole season thus far, and I just don't see this being an epic kind of love story that I think these characters, any of these main characters, deserve. And it's a little weird to keep having to watch her so insecure about this guy. Where's this guy's insecurity for her? She's great looking, she's beautiful, she's super smart, she's a witch, and she's so insecure about this regular dude. Harry and Charity. That was me sleeping again because this relationship is also boring. Okay. I mean, I guess it was nice what Charity did for him and letting him know that his son was still alive. But for one, she was really cold throughout this episode and not really. It was Macy and them who decided like they were really going to go gung ho to get Harry back, and she just seemed to be kind of going along for the ride and sort of helping them out, but not as much as a woman who's supposed to be so in love with the guy is. And so they kissed, and I'm like, oh, okay. Who I really want Harry with is Macy. Yes, I'm a, what they call it online, a Hasty fan. I'm a Harry and Macy fan. I see it, man. I see the chemistry. I think they just need to give them a little bit more time together in scenes, and that just has a more potential plot line for these characters. It just has more longevity. Yes, the white lighter and witch thing has been done before, even in the original, but it works. And these characters are really interesting together. You know, Macy might have some darkness. Harry's got some darkness, but they also fight for good. It writes itself. It writes itself. Frat house that smells like stale beer and white privilege. Okay. Also, Nico is back, and I think for a time, because she doesn't have her memories of Mel, she's probably doing some sort of investigation on some murders or something like that, and that's going to make her very suspicious of Mel. So they're probably going to have like a very like butting head sort of relationship, which will be interesting because, you know, Mel has this growing thing with Jada, and then she's going to have her ex back. So we'll see where that goes. Okay, so what did you think of episode 10 of Charmed? Let me know. Comment down below. Let me know who your favorite ship is. Let me know if I'm completely wrong in who I'm shipping or my plot lines or my predictions. Let me know. Comment down below. And also, be sure to subscribe so that you are the first to know when I post my videos of all things horror and dark fantasy. Thanks for watching. Let's get creepy together.